Good afternoon, guys. Let's go on a ride and have a conversation. Hope everybody's having a good day. Looks like we need some gas. We're going to make a stop by the gas station. Well, I saw a video by Fortnine, and it was titled, "Why I Don't Wear Motorcycle Pads Anymore." And it was an interesting video. He talked about the elbow pads, the shoulder pads, the knee pads, the hip pads, the back pad, all those pads. He says he doesn't wear them anymore. And I don't know if that is for everybody. Of course, any motorcycle rider has their own choice of what they want to do. He's a pretty big motorcycle influencer with over 2 million subscribers. So to tell people not to wear these pads anymore, I don't think he exactly said that, but he basically said that they're pretty useless. I think they're pretty useful, actually, especially if you're going to start riding motorcycles for the first time, and you're going to ride a sports bike, or you're going to be doing some slow maneuvers. You're going to be doing some things that might risk you falling off your bike, or at least turning your bike over. It would be good to have those pads. Oh, let's get some gas and then we'll continue. The old gas-a-roni. No receipt. Let's get some gas. I like the old Supreme. This motorcycle doesn't use that much gas, so I just used the Supreme in it. The owner's manual says regular gas is fine, but, you know. Here we go. Ooh, got a nice full tank. So what were we talking about? Oh yeah, the Fortnine video. Why I don't wear motorcycle pads anymore. Well, I think I was saying, you know, if you're a beginning motorcycle rider and you get you a beginner's jacket with some pads in it, those pads are quite handy and helpful. I know motocross riders, they have pads everywhere. Ankle, chest pads. They have some pretty serious gear. One thing that he said he would replace all the pads with is one of those airbag backpacks. And I just checked on the price of those airbag backpacks, and they're only $850. That's crazy. That's expensive. It would probably help you a little bit more if you went off your bike at a higher speed and you tumbled, but still you've got your knees, your hips, your butt, and your ankles. The backpack's not going to take care of all of those, especially your knees. I mean, you shatter a knee and you're going to be messed up, or a hip. The backpack, I think, is supposed to help your side, your neck, mostly your spine. So I think the backpacks are definitely a good thing. They're quite expensive. Not everybody can afford one of those. I would think my best thought is to stick to the old rule: all the gear all the time. I don't know if you've heard that before, but I heard that in my beginner motorcycle training class. All the gear all the time, meaning that you wear your helmet, wear your gloves. These things are important too. All your pads, all your gear, everything all the time, because you never know when you need it. And if a car pulls out in front of you and that knee pad, that elbow pad saves you from shattering your elbow or your knee, that's going to be awesome. Because if you don't have a pad on, it's just going to be knee, pant, and asphalt, or elbow, shirt, asphalt, and you're going to shatter some bones. Those pads, I think, will reduce the chance of that happening. I mean, he didn't mention anything about gloves, but it's just obvious. Gloves, you gotta have gloves. That's like the most important thing to have when you're motorcycle riding, is gloves. Because if you get in a wreck without your gloves, and you put your hand down and skin off your tendons and your meat, you're going to end up with some really freaky looking hands that will never be the same. And those gloves will save you from that massively. But he was talking about pads, like elbow pads and shoulder pads. About a month ago, I had a low side when I was trying to drag a knee on the motorcycle. And I hit the ground at about 18 miles an hour, and the bike slid out way out in front of me, and I hit on my right side, and I felt my hip, my right elbow, you know, they stung when they hit the ground. It was a sting, even though I had these pads on. And so the pads, I think, kept a lot of extra damage from happening. I could have had a huge bruise on my elbow and my hip, but all I had was a little bit of a sting. No bruising, no soreness. My head also hit the ground, kind of scuffed and bounced on the ground just a little bit, but I got a couple scratches on the right side of my helmet, but it was not bad at all. And I believe that these pads, my elbow pad, my hip pad, and my glove, and my helmet, and my shoes, and my skid resistant pants all played a huge part in reducing any injuries or bruising or scrapes that I may have had. I didn't have any scrapes either, nothing. I just got right back up and got back on the motorcycle and kept going. So I think these pads are actually good. They're not that expensive either. Sometimes when you get a jacket with padding in it, it may have some real cheap foam in the back, or some cheap elbow pads or something. Seems like the padding comes in what's called stages. There's stage 1, which is just the bare minimum. There's stage 2, which is pretty good. Everything I have is stage 2. I did replace the back pad with a stage 2 back pad, But the elbow pads, the shoulder pads, hip pads, knee pads. I did hit my knee too, but it was fine because I had a knee pad on. They're all stage 2, and that helped me a good bit. But so stage 1, stage 2, and I think there's a stage 3 out there, but I don't know much about it. Now, if I had a backpack that would inflate, that I would wear it, all the gear all the time, but I don't have one. So while we're going on this ride, we're going to go check out the farm and see how the farm is doing, my garden. I have 1 row. I had another video where we went out and checked it out. Everything was pretty small, just kind of getting started. It's been a couple weeks since then. Let's see how it's done in 2 weeks. But when you get a chance, go check out the video from Fortnine. I think it was about 4 weeks ago today, saying that why he doesn't wear motorcycle pads anymore. It's an interesting video. He brings up some good points, and I think a lot of what he's talking about is really the gap in technology and the weakness in the I guess the standards around motorcycle safety, motorcycle padding. And I think that's one of the big reasons he doesn't really like it, is because there's not a consistent standard around it. That's one of the reasons. But it's an interesting video. Get to do a little off-roading here. I better stay in the ruts. Look at that. It's sandy on the bottom. I think if I put my motorcycle stand down here, the motorcycle is going to fall over. But I have a solution. Check this out. Ta-da! Look at that. All right. Let's go check this garden out. More collard greens, cabbage. Ooh, sweet. These are purple potatoes. Look how big they've gotten. Purple potatoes. Nice. Now, they got a little one coming up here, little one. And then red potatoes. Red potatoes are looking good. And this, I wanted to check on this. This is the cucumbers. More cucumbers. And beans. And cucumbers. Alright, I need to pull the suckers off of the tomato plants. I had to pinch all the suckers off the tomatoes. So we'll keep an eye on things, probably come out here in another week. Well, I hope you like this video. Please like and subscribe. What the heck is this guy doing? And press the bell so you get notifications about future videos from StreetMotoZ. Remember, it's not about the destination, it's about the ride, baby!